All right. This is Really Playing Games. Starfinder against the Aeon throne. I'm Graham, and I am playing Murphy, the Patra operative, and then also tonight, since Garrett is not with us, Zyson, the Kasatha alcoholic.
And I'm playing Yulia, the Vlaka witch warper. I had to think about it.
I'm Ross. I am playing Ozzy, the Isoki mechanic.
I'm Brian. I'm playing Shardik, the uplifted bear technomage.
Hey.
I'm Patrick. I'm the game master. This time they will all die.
Yeah.
Yay!
Last time you
Ooh.
failed to die, despite my best efforts. You decided you are currently not really leading the rebellion against the Azlanti occupation of Nikonda's colony, but you are the weapon being wielded against the Azlanti Star Empire
Murphy
occupation.
is hurt. Hurt
Oh,
his
We
Nick
poor
just
cat
got
soul.
here. Leave it to the people here to do it.
You decided that your best course of action was to sneak around and release the hobgars from the trap that they're trapped in. Hobgars are a native species to this planet, and they like to screw with technological stuff. So you were hoping that you could release some of them. They would go screw with Azlanti technological stuff. Unfortunately, along the way, you were accosted by some robots. You had a fight sort of in an alley that you can see here still with the robots. You blew up the robots. And then, in the process of trying to run away, you were attacked by a squad of Azlanti soldiers. You have just killed the last of said Azlanti soldiers, and now you must decide what it is you are going to do next. Also, some of you are injured. Maybe a little bit.
Well, we were gonna go hustle to the relay station, whatever it's called. Not the relay station.
You were planning to go to the ruins of the communications module and, I don't know, hide in the ruins of the communications module or something. You were never particularly clear.
That's what we're gonna do. It's like so that they're like close to where we are when we mess with the Hobguard cages, and not like on the other side of the town. So that we could like call for backup. Because only Graham and I were gonna actually like get close to the Hobguard cages.
That's right.
Sorry, Murphy and me.
All right, Cap.
That was our general plan, but we just don't want to be out in the middle of the road while they're looking around.
Yep. So let's get to this communication station. Oh, and Zyson follows up with, "Yeah, I could probably use a rest or something."
I don't feel like he was that drunk last time.
I don't know what you're talking. I just had a lot to drink just now.
That's not alcohol, that's a concussion.
Yeah, Zyson is kind of bleeding all over the ground. He is very injured.
Yep. So Murphy's gonna beeline to the communications building.
Okay.
Yeah, let's all do that.
All right. So you head toward the cat.
Towards the cat.
Head toward the cat.
Yeah, he stepped on this that we are playing. It slipped, and he was not expecting to fall, so he, grabbed himself onto
That's what you
my
get for
arm
trying
and-
to push yourself in the adventure.
Yeah. So, you head to the communications module. Go ahead and make me some stealth checks, please.
Oh,
No.
jeez.
Our secret weakness.
No, one weakness.
Well, one of our many
Ha.
weaknesses.
Well, Murphy's fine. And so is Ison. Oh, not bad.
So much weakness.
Oh, that 5. Come
As per
on.
usual, let's see what I rolled last time.
Bad.
15.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
is
not bad.
everybody
Yep.
got Bobbert? Okay, so you are able to make it to the ruins of this communications module. I mean, the walls are mostly gone. It's kind of like metal slag. It looks like, actually, if someone wants to examine it, you could make me an engineering check.
Ooh, I would like to do that.
I will help.
Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty clear that the Azlanti blasted this from orbit. This wasn't destroyed by like demolition charges or anything like that. At some point, they had a ship with a pretty big gun, and they targeted this communications module. They hit it pretty squarely, they being military and all. So you are going to sort of hide to the northwest. Is that kind of the plan? Just kind of hide behind it, or sort of get down in it? It is like
Whatever's the place where it's not easy to get seen from the road, I think.
So
Okay.
probably in it.
Yeah, hide in the ruins.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone who wishes to hide in the ruins, make me a stealth check. Have you do
That's
another
not
one.
us, Graham, though, right?
Well, Murphy's pretty hurt, and she says we could probably just use a
that's
minute
right.
to rest up. Murphy gets a 28, and
Gosh, why do I have to roll so many
Tyson's
stuff?
got a 23.
So is it therefore your intention to take a 10-minute break?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
hide for 10 minutes in the wreckage of the communications module.
You are able to hang out there for about 10 minutes in the communications
it.
module.
Yay! All right, suspending resolve
Flush you
point.
out.
That's the 120 you get from me.
Stamina point.
See, you can crit something.
And
That's right.
that's this is Zyson's last resolve point.
Oh.
Yes. Run out of resolve. I feel like I should have a few more drinks back at the ship or something.
Actually.
Wait, is that what your resolve points are? Is it booze?
Yeah, I'm almost out of resolve. What's the brand of beer I like?
I hear it's really popular.
Just so I'm doing this correctly. Let me look it up.
Mm-hmm. And if there's any actual healing can we do? Like hit point healing? I don't know if that's a thing. We got.
There's a class that can do that. None of you
We
decided
are
to
not,
play it.
We're not that one.
There is. Is anybody trained in medicine?
I am trained in medicine.
Okay.
No.
You can take the treat deadly wounds action.
Yes.
DC is based on the second question. Do you have a med kit?
I do.
No.
Okay. So the DC, I believe, for a med kit is a 25.
For a basic med kit, this is true.
Also, so I'm gonna go over to Zyson, and I'm going to make sure that he's okay. And I am going to, let's see, how is this? I'm going to buoy his resolve
Oh.
and basically sacrifice one of my resolve points to give him a resolve point.
Ooh.
So
How
I'm
noble
going
of
to
the
give him a
captain.
little talking to. A little pep talk.
All right.
So
We're in this together, and I'm not gonna let you down.
Thanks, Captain. I really appreciate it.
Just try to lay off the, drink a little bit.
I don't know what to say.
So I will allow you to take a 20 on the long-term care, no, long-term care, the treat deadly wounds action. There is some debate on whether one can do this on the forums, but this is an example of the exception that proves the rule, because there are other things medicine can do that it says you can't take a 20 on. This one doesn't say that, so therefore you should
Why
be able to
not?
take a 20.
It makes sense
However,
to me.
it will take a long time.
2 minutes.
Yeah, but taking 20 is like basically it roughly takes 20 times the time.
Oh.
Right.
Maybe a little less, but you are essentially trying over and over and over and over and over until you are successful. So it's going to take you, does it actually say 1 minute? So it will take you about another 20 minutes to do this.
I see.
And he will restore 1 hit point.
Do we want to try that?
Yeah, I think we have time.
Assuming you have at least a +5.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So we're
So
hanging out
you
for
are
like
going
half
to
an
do
hour.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So
What is your bonus? Is it a +5? Do you have a +10? Probably not.
+7.
Right? +7. Okay. So you wouldn't get the extra 1. All right, you're able to take some time. We open up your med kit, bind Zyson's wounds a little bit, and Zyson regains a single hit point.
Yay!
And he cannot benefit from this ability again for the next day, unless you have a medical lab.
Yep.
All right. So that's that.
So I guess Graham and I, me with the best stealth
Murphy.
checks, Murphy and I are gonna sneak off to the monkey cages.
Okay.
Have fun storming the castle.
Oh, we will.
Do we have a way of getting in touch with them if we get into danger, though?
No. They're supposed to watch our 6, right? This is supposed to be more of a vantage point. Actually, that's a good point. Can we see the Hobgar cage from here, or is it like on the other side of the ridge?
It is. So you are sort of south of the ridge, so the ridge is not in the way.
Mm-hmm.
You can occasionally actually make me a perception check.
Sure.
Depends on how good you are at looking.
Let me see how good I am at looking. Not very good.
Okay. You are not able to see it particularly well. It is dark. Many of the lights in Nakandis are off, or in Medellin's Landing are off, so it's not particularly well lit.
Gotcha.
So that device that I have that lets me keep track of other people, well, how does that work again?
It is an item in Roll20.
Oh yeah, got a little handout for it and everything.
Oh, do we have a handout for it?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Motion detection badge.
yeah that.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't help us.
It'll help us though.
But it won't really show if we're in danger.
No, that's true. That will stop us from getting snuck up on.
That's true. What do you think, Murphy?
Fuck, I'm not the captain. So you're supposed to make these hard decisions. I just think we should get in there, release the little buggers, and then head off, have these guys cover our 6. But I haven't thought of it much farther than that.
Um, maybe we'll just see what happens.
All right. Sounds.
You're good at improvising, right?
Oh sure, I'm great. I'm actually great at everything, so we're fine.
Sounds great.
Yep.
Alright.
So how far away is the Hobguard? Do we have a general idea of how far away it is from here?
You have a map,
Right.
It's across the way.
and it is on the map. And the place you currently are is also on
Let's
the
see,
map.
2.
It is right.
I'd,
It is right.
I'd gauge at about 200 feet or so.
It is right next to it.
Yeah, we can make it 200 feet,
Is
no
it
problem.
actually-
Maybe even
Okay.
less.
So
All
I
right.
think we'll sneak off, see what we can do, and
Yep.
then the plan is to
Alright.
come back here when we've done our mission.
All right. So, the two of you, head to the Hobguard cage.
Good. What could go wrong?
That's right. What happens when I roll a 5 and Graham rolls a 10?
Mhm.
Well, I mean, it's certainly better than if we roll a 5 or a 10, considering how good our stealth is compared to yours.
That's true. I mean, I do have decent stealth. It should be better, I think.
Give me perception checks.
Perception.
Big 13.
And a 10. Okay. So you arrive and you look around. You can see sort of, not obviously because it's not on your map, but you can see the garrison. So when you are going from the communications module to the Hobgar cage, you are walking around the edge of the Azlanti garrison. You really are on the very edge. Like, you're not really next to it, but you're close. It is again also right next door to you. But that area of the colony, sort of the very middle, does have a relatively moderately dense fog around it, and you don't notice any Azlanti patrolling near you, or well, you don't notice any Azlanti patrolling at all. You make your way to the device that holds the Hobgars. A sturdy metal pole rises 30 feet above the settlement, its top nearly obscured by fog. A wide metal cage with an angled opening no wider than a human fist sits on top of the pole. The wire mesh of the cage crackles with electricity. A small control box rests right underneath a metal plate at the bottom of the cage. Several tiny, furry creatures leap about inside the cage, rattling the electrified mesh and hooting in distress.
Captain,
Yes.
I think I might have spotted a flaw with our plan.
I think so too. Potentially, engineer or a someone who can use the computers.
Occasionally, you notice that electricity arcs around the pole itself.
I could try shooting the control panel.
There is also a second control panel. Not
Try
really
shooting
control panel.
Both
There is-
control panels.
There is a power switch at the bottom,
Well,
which
Maybe
you were
we just-
directed to turn off
I
first
think I could
before climbing.
try turn it off. Yeah, I just watch my 6 cap. I'm gonna go just turn it off. Hopefully,
Okay.
I
So
go
I'm gonna
to
be
the
watching
off button. Press
activity.
off.
So it does not require a check of any kind.
Thank
you
God.
pull the button down, and you can hear the electricity turning off of
This is when the T-Rex is
off of the pole and apparently the exterior of the cage.
Okay.
Is there like a latch on the cage, or is it too high up to tell? Or
You were able to see a hole. So it's a small hole, like it said, about the size of a human hand.
right?
If you want to look closer, you can make a perception check.
I'll do that. Since
Yeah.
I'm standing underneath it right now. Big 10.
Yeah, I mean, it appears as though a Hobgar could possibly enter through the hole, and then it just the latch sort of comes back down. You do recall that what you were supposed to do is climb to the top, activate the panel at the top, and it will lower itself down to the ground floor.
Okay.
All right. Well,
You can get up there, right?
To the ground.
No
that I
problem.
can. No problem. I will use my versatile movement and my climb speed of 40
All
feet
right.
to. Boop, 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 boop.
Okay, so as you come to the top, 3 Hobgars zap at you.
God. Ugh. Oh no. This is the end. Goodbye, Murphy. Goodbye, sweet friends.
But you can't take any distractions.
I can't do that much damage.
Does I think that's going to be a 14. No. Does a 17 hit your EAC?
Yes.
Okay. So 3 of them zap at you, but only
Oh.
one.
Oh, good.
And you take 3 electricity damage. Zap.
Fur goes on end. Whiskers go out. Oh, fucking Hobgars. Yes,
But you
for-
have reached the top.
Okay. I get to the control panel. Does it look like an on-off or an up-down button?
There is a computer system.
Ugh.
You will need to make me a computer's check with a -2 penalty because this you're climbing a pole with little braces basically, which is fine for you, but you still have to hold on and computer with one hand.
Okay.
So I need you to make a computer's check
But
with a
minus
-2 penalty.
two.
And you
Okay.
cannot take 10 because you are being zapped by Hobgars.
All right. So this -2. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
So that's
So that's a 0.
Oh no.
The good news is this system does not appear to have any security.
Mhm.
So the only thing that happens is you can't figure out what any of the buttons do. That's the good thing. The bad thing is the Hobgars zap you again.
Oh no.
16 EAC.
Yeah, that does it.
Okay, and 10 EAC probably
No.
will not hit.
Mm-mm.
That is going to be another 3 electricity damage.
Ow.
Would you like to try again?
Oh no. Captain, I can't figure out the damn computer. Just flying at it.
Computer.
Yeah, I'll try again. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Okay. Does it a 13?
You are able to activate the shutdown or the descent sequence. Would you like to have it descend immediately or in 1 minute? You have a choice.
So am I hanging on to the cage or the pole?
You're hanging onto the pole.
Okay. I'll hit descend immediately.
Okay. You push the button to descend immediately,
Beep.
and you presumably also descend immediately?
Yes.
Because it is going to come down behind you.
Whatever the
Oh, it's
coolest
above
way is that he
me.
does
It is
gets
above
smashed.
you.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
So you can definitely move quickly enough. I mean, I guess you don't know, but presumably this thing is not rigged to just drop, and murder all the Hobgars when it comes down. Because, if they wanted to kill the Hobgars, they would just shoot the Hobgars.
Yeah, I'll do rapid descent and then quickly try to climb down. Because technically I can move, if I double moved, it would be 80 feet climbing and around. So I'm pretty quick.
Okay. You
See,
make your
I
way
knew
down
you could do
within
it.
a few seconds. And Yulia, you can see that as Murphy is climbing down, the machine, there is some kind of a mechanism, clicks, whirs, and then starts descending somewhat slowly. It looks like it'll take 15 seconds to get down or something, maybe 20 seconds.
So this is like the door. No, this is just the cage itself descending, right?
Yes, the cage is now making its way toward the ground.
Okay. I'm still gonna keep an eye out and make sure nobody's is it making a lot of sound?
It's not particularly loud. I mean, if you were sort of listening for it, it's quieter than a car.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out and see if anyone's noticed.
Okay. Give me perception checks.
Ooh.
Okay. You don't really see anything happening. It's there's nobody coming towards you. Nobody seems to really. There are no lights turn on in the units. You do. Murphy notices, maybe glancing up into the cage as it is about halfway down at this point. You notice there appears to be some kind of an object in the cage that is not. It's obviously not a Hobgar. Something in the cage.
Captain, I suggest we kind of find a hiding space and let these creatures, run havoc and maybe take another gander in the cage after they leave.
Is there an obvious way to get them out?
You don't know. You can make me. You could make me an engineering check. Untrained, even.
Can I do a perception instead?
Murphy don't know.
Fine. I'll do an engineering check.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't really looked at the mechanism itself. You don't know if it's going to open on its own or what. This is about the limit of the instructions you were given.
I guess we just wait, right? Because it's still descending, right?
It is still descending. It is about 3/4 of the way down. You have approximately 1 round to decide if you would like to do something else.
Let's step back for a second.
So move yourselves about as far back as you would like to move.
That's the edge of the map.
Murphy, are you going to? Okay. So you're going to move. So you can move up to 80. I mean, if you want to just like run away, you can do that. If you want to see if you can loop around the north side of this.
I think I'd like to be like 50 feet away or something.
Okay. Okay.
I can still. Can I see from 50 feet away though?
It's a little misty, but you can.
I'm basically the limit of my vision. I guess
You can certainly perception check. So you get about 50 feet away, and you can. You really can more hear than see. But it seems to come to a stop. The motor stops, and then you hear click.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we doing this?
We're liberating Madelon's Landing. That's what, Captain.
Because you don't even know what you're doing.
Oh.
So a number of Hobgars emerge from the Hobgar trap. You're maybe able to see them a little bit better because several of them are heading your direction.
Like, can we back up too?
Do they notice us?
So what is your? They are walking directly. What do you want to do? I mean, do you just want to keep walking backwards at roughly the same speed?
I'm gonna go hide.
No. Do they? We already did like a nature check on them, didn't we? And we got what we can know about them.
You did a life science check to understand about them. Are
right.
you?
I just wanted to know, like, is there custom that turning and running is a really bad idea or something?
Not really. I mean, Hobgars kind of are what they are and do what they do. And you do have an entry in your journal for Hobgars. Oh, I didn't put any of the details he learned. Well, if you have any quests, I mean, no, not really. The answer is no, not.
Okay. I think we should just.
They are attracted to technology, and they seem to be following you.
Or
not in a murderous rage, but they are following you.
Okay, so the place where the people are held captive is the barracks, right?
Yes.
And that is like right to our. Let's see, the barracks.
I will also note there were more Hobgars in the trap than the 4 that appear to be tailing you.
Because we could try to lead them to the barracks.
Also, they are tiny. It doesn't translate particularly well on here, but they are little. Like multiple of them can fit in a square.
Let's see.
Hospital, common, cemetery, storehouse, junk shop. Where's the barracks?
It's not on the map because the map was produced before the Azlanti occupied the colony. It's in the middle.
It's not too
far.
It's
in the very middle.
Yeah. Let's try to lead them toward the barracks and point out the shiny bits of technology.
Keep the same distance that we are, and just kind of like.
I want you each to make survival checks.
Okay.
All right. Here
Because
we
interacting with animals is a survival check.
go. Hey. $17. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Cat and
So
dog.
you
Leave me in
are
peace.
able to you walk over toward the garrison and too close of a view. You walk over toward the garrison and you get kind of close to the northwestern. Thing about the garrison is there isn't much. It's mostly walls. You look around and you figure, well, there's a door on the southwestern corner. You kind of have their attention, and you think that if you throw some kind of a technological item, particularly if you're not wearing any tech that they can see, if you throw something they might like toward that door, they might go for it and then, pull apart whatever it is you threw and then maybe go for the door next.
That was my thought.
So my question for the two of you is, what are you wearing? Obviously, you both have guns.
Weapons.
Technological guns. You're not running around with bolt action rifles.
And I have a comm unit.
So what do you have that you need to put away? What do you have that you can throw away?
Well, I have my laser glass cutter.
I have a computer that is in my backpack. Would it be with me though?
No, I think your computer is on the ship.
On the ship? Okay. So I have this pacification rifle that I took from
I have one too.
one of those people, and I have the motion detection badge. And the comm unit. So
I'd say the badge. I know it's a useful tool, but
and the rifle, right? Is the rifle's tech too? I'm not going to use the rifle. I don't know how to use these things.
Well, the
theory, I know
rifle's
how
like
to use them.
a hunting rifle, right? It uses standard ammunition.
It's
a
so
gun.
it's not really. It is techno magico fancy. Like
if I wave it in front of them, do they
it's
look
not
interested?
actually any better than a bolt action hunting rifle, which would be sort of the standard thing that you would get in the Pact Worlds, but it's made with Azlanti hybrid technology. So even though it doesn't need to be a hybrid tech item, they are.
So I'm gonna put
it's how the Azlanti make their guns, and Yulia would know this.
I'm gonna put the comm unit up in my bag, and my plan is to throw the gun, and then throw the motion detection badge closer to the door since it's smaller, and I can throw it farther than probably a rifle, like a little breadcrumb trail.
Okay, so you are you're throwing. Say that again. Sorry.
So I'm gonna throw the rifle out about as far as I can throw it.
All right.
And then I'm going to throw the motion detection badge closer to the door, farther.
Okay. You throw the rifle first, and two of the Hobgars follow the rifle. And then so they one of them grabs the rifle, and it's pretty small, but it starts going after the rifle. The second one just kind of looks at you, looks at the rifle, and then bolts for the door. The other two appear to be following Murphy.
All right, I'm going to wave my pacification rifle at these two. Say, you want it, boy? You want it? Fetch!
Okay.
How heavy are these rifles?
I mean, they're
They're one bulk.
one bulk, so they're pretty heavy. I mean,
Uh,
well, I mean, they're more actually really. They're actually they're very light. They are very light, but they're just big and they're not small. A rifle is not small.
Right.
It's not something you can put in your pocket. So it's not really heavy. It's just like,
bulky.
even though it weighs very little, maybe a little bit more than a Pact Worlds pistol. Maybe this is what the hybrid technology does. It makes it lighter. Yeah, so it's actually pretty easy to throw. So Murphy throws his, and they look at him, and then they both dash for the rifle.
All right, I think we got them. I think they're gonna go
Let's go.
destroy everything. Let's leave.
Yeah.
Okay. You start to leave, and the two start following Murphy again.
Murphy.
Fuck. What is it they want? I really don't. The glass cutter was 100 fucking credits.
You're the one who wants this revolution.
I know. It's just hard, you know. Shite. Fine. I will take out the glass cutter and kind of wave it in front of them.
Okay. They are paying attention to the glass cutter.
All right, this is the fucking shit you want. All right. And I'm gonna try to aim it because it's probably it's pretty light. It's like light bulk. Just fling it end over end as far away toward the barracks as possible.
All right. You throw the glass cutter, and they're immediately quite interested in the glass cutter. It's small. And they lands pretty close to the door. They dash for it, and they are both trying to tear the glass cutter to pieces. The one that was going after Yulia's rifle also runs after the glass cutter.
So now that you've done that, with dumb animals, how you can throw something and then sleight of hand it away, and then they think, "Oh, where is it? I lost track of it." Maybe you could have done that, but now we'll never know.
Not talking to you.
So you are standing around, talking.
No, we're walking back to the damn observatory. We're headed back. We're making our way quickly back to the observatory.
Quickly, that's right.
You make your way back to the comm array for successfully bypassing the Hobgars.
Hey.
The two of
party
us
receives 540 XP.
540 between the 5 of us. It's 108.
So 996.
Yeah, 996. Cool.
So I propose that we use this distraction to try to break out our friends?
Sure.
Or at least scout the situation and see if that's even possible.
Yep.
All right. So you are going to make your way up to the garrison, are you?
Well, we need to regroup first and foremost.
Yeah, as a group.
Yeah, so the two of you have arrived at the communications module. I did
Yeah,
say that.
yeah,
Okay.
Where Ozzy and Shardik are.
yeah. And Tyson.
And Zyson. He is asleep.
Wake up.
What?
We're
Huh?
gonna head out.
Okay.
We can't stay here.
All right.
We should go back to our brother's workshop. It's probably, I think a few of us could use some rest.
Oh, are people doing okay?
Hmm.
What's the situation?
It was pretty quiet while you guys were gone.
I'm just saying, it's pretty late.
Alrighty. Let's head back. Regroup. Get ready for the full assault.
All right. So you make your way back to Ibretta's junk shop. Give me stealth checks.
No. God, why? Ugh. Yikes.
Ugh.
I will never roll above single digits for stealth. No, that's not true. I did that one time.
So Bobbert's a ghost, and the rest of us are just bumblefucks.
Accurate.
True.
Despite that, you are able to make your way back to the junk shop. You give the knocking signal. Ibretta lets you in and says, "You've been gone for a while. How'd it go? Did you let the hobgars out?" And then
Sure as fuck dead.
she looks at Zyson. Oh my, you
Ugh.
don't look so good.
Ugh. Huh? What are you talking about? Ugh.
Maybe you should lie down. And she takes you she leads you all into her personal module. And says, "I can make a bed here in the living area, although it might be safer to sleep in the junk shop itself. In case the Azlanti come, you could hide among in the junk, but it's up to you."
Yeah, I think we're better off back here in the personal quarters.
So she goes and finds some blankets, finds some pillows, and sets out some pallets. Make a pillow for it if you like.
What time of night is it?
I do.
It is nighttime. It's pretty late. Maybe 11, 12, something like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's rest.
In
Alright.
morning, we'll move out.
So you go to sleep, and you sleep pretty well, actually, pretty soundly. Let me see if I can find real quick how many hit points an injured player gets back. You get all of your resolve, all of your stamina back.
Sweet.
250. Actually, it's probably resting. And I think maybe Zyson gets his con mod back, but no entry for resting. Let's see.
Healing. Full night's rest, you recover 1 hit point per character level.
All right. So he gets another hit point back.
Yay.
1 whole hit point.
I believe that something can help you recover more. Like with maybe a medicine check.
That is for people who are dying.
If you did.
First aid to stop people from dying. Long-term care. Takes a day or more and requires a medical lab or medical bay on a starship. And
All
long-term
right.
stability is for creatures that are unconscious but stable, none of which would
Doesn't
apply
apply,
to
it's
a
just real
simply
hard.
injured Kasatha.
Okay, so Murphy and Murphy's a little bit hurt, but not too bad. Zyson's marginally better.
Feeling like today is a brand new day, and maybe it's worth another hack into this tier 2 data pad.
Okay.
Mhm.
A couple of things as you wake up. So, Ozzy, do you get to repair Bobbert with a full night's rest?
I don't believe so.
Or is it just when you spend a resolve point and you get to do that once a day?
Well, no, I can do it for free once a day, and then every time after that it takes a resolve point.
Okay.
That's what the
Is-
literature I've gathered says.
Okay.
But you
Robert
could spend the
able-
resolve to heal it before you go to sleep. Or
That's
repair.
true, I could do that.
Yep. So however many resolve points you had, you could stay up, 20, 30 minutes even.
Is Bobbert
Tinkering
a
away.
construct?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it has the construct.
So does mending work on it?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I would like to cast mending on Bobbert.
I believe it explicitly works in the description of
Mending.
Before I sleep.
the.
I guess it's a cantrip, so it doesn't matter. Can I just keep
Sure.
casting mending over and over again?
That seems really strong, since it is a cantrip. But I swear the mechanic entry says yes, you can use it.
Only a construct can benefit from the spell only once per day.
There you go.
So it's in the mending
I'm pretty
spell.
sure the drone's entry explicitly says you.
So before we sleep, I'll use mending on it. And I have to... It has to make a will save?
No, it
Can
doesn't.
choose to negate.
It can choose to make a will save to not be healed by spell. Presumably,
No,
it
let me
chooses not to
die.
take the saving throw.
Let me die.
Kill me.
Oh.
Cheezoid. So yeah, 1d4 hit points. Do I roll that?
Yes.
Yeah, do that.
A 1. A whole 1.
A single hit point for Bobbert.
Boop.
That's actually not so bad. With all of my leftover resolve points, that gets him up to 9 HP.
Well, there you go. Yeah, he's ready
Man,
to
I
go.
knew taking mending was a good
And
idea.
then you could even use your free one in the morning as you wake up.
But, nah.
All right. So after you wake up, Ibretta comes to you, maybe a couple of you, and says, something I've been thinking about. And she pulls out a communications pad, or a data pad, and hands it to one of you and says, I've collected some transmissions from the Azlanti, and I've also downloaded a couple of data pads, unsecured data pads that the Azlanti have dropped or misplaced or whatever. You can thank Wellis for that. It's nothing very secret. It's mostly teenage romances and
Oof.
teenage and fighting stories and war stories and lots of fiction,
Ugh.
and then also some dry technical reading. But
Oh, that sounds good. I'll read that.
It may help you get a grasp on the Azlanti language.
Oh.
And I will remind you out of character that when you level up, you can choose to put a point into culture. When you do so, you gain another language. This will enable you to choose the Azlanti language.
This is homework, isn't it? Oh, fuck.
Well, being part of a revolution, you got to do your homework.
That
It's
doesn't
not
sound
just
right.
running in and blasting things.
What?
What?
That's lame. What are you talking about?
Are you having revolution regret?
Can I make a culture check or something on what, how diverse specially is the Azlanti Empire?
Yes, make a culture check.
Is it all human children? Damn.
Okay, 19. The Azlanti Star Empire is not the criminal underworld, unfortunately.
I was gonna ask. That was my next question.
No, it is a government.
Those are not necessarily different, right?
Ha ha. Political.
I guess, sort of by definition, the government would set everything not the government as criminal, right?
So you know that the Azlanti are an ethnicity of humans.
Oh, so it is all humans.
The
So they
Azlanti
are a criminal
Star
underworld,
Empire consists of the Azlanti and the various species they have conquered and in many cases enslaved.
Oh.
So the Empire
Just like humans.
is diverse. The Azlanti are way not.
So it's like the Empire sort of thing, right? Most of the Empire is like human. Primarily men as the officers and things like that, even though they might be conquering different worlds.
Well, they seem to all be teenagers.
Right.
But I don't know, maybe that's normal for humans?
I mean, the Star Wars Empire.
They were all teenagers, too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Everyone in Star Wars is a teenager, except for Han.
And Chewbacca. And Yoda.
Yeah, because Chewbacca is like 1,000,000 years old, because he lived like...
He's only like 1,000.
They will do a 1,500 years in the past prequel, and Chewbacca will also be there at every important event.
And R2-D2 will somehow be there too, even though he was built, a millennia later.
Well, I guess we're gonna do our damn homework and learn this stupid language. But we're also gonna kill all of them and free Madeline's Landing, right?
Sure.
Good. All right, so what's our next target?
You get there's another knock at the door as you're planning. Or knock at the grate. And Wellis comes in. And he says, "You all are going to want to see this."
Oh shit! What do
He
we do?
leads you still out the back door, but around to the front.
All right, take a
And
peek.
you look around, and there are signs on sort of posts in a couple of places that show a picture of Rendell Tace, and it says wanted for murder.
Uh-oh.
He's the kid, right?
It's
Who
the kid. It's the
murdered
it's the
somebody.
perv. It's the
And
perv.
then
Let's not be judgmental.
Well, I'm judging. I'm judging hard.
I will say, out of character,
Kink shaming.
when I said naked, I totally intended wearing underwear. Anyway, don't read
Well,
too much
too
into
late.
that, is what I'm saying. Don't
Sorry.
read too much into that.
It's
Oh,
too
it's
late.
too
Your
late.
story is not your own.
Yeah.
It was too late as soon as I had said it. There's a picture of him. It says wanted, big red letters. And then it says something else in Azlanti. You can't read it.
Can't parse it.
Then there is maybe to the, so that was like here on this one. Then there's another one that he shows you sort of down here, farther to the south than this. And it has a picture, a blurry picture, apparently taken from above, that looks like 2, 3, 4, 4 humanoids with guns and a bear and a robot.
Huh? Wonder what that could be.
And it says,
They seem cool. Let's go hang with that group.
it says, kill or turn in reward.
Does it say how much the reward is?
Can the people the reward is for receive the reward?
Like, I can turn the rest of you and get the reward myself. One of you can do that, I suppose.
Wellis says, I don't like the way this looks, but I was here.
That's weird. I don't think we left any witnesses. How do they know it was us?
I mean, they had robots that can send images instantly to each other, right? While we were fighting them, they could have, I don't know, somehow gotten a picture and then sent it back.
Cameras, donut.
I thought the communications lines were down, though.
Not for them. It is. They have technology that doesn't care.
Clearly.
So, I mean, this is only going to get worse, right? The longer we're here, the longer we create distractions, the more they're also going to be looking for us at the same time.
Yep.
So,
But that's how we know that we're getting under their skin.
Wellis says, I wasn't here to show you this, though, at least not at first. I set up the meeting with Garaya. It'll be here. I'll show you. Well, maybe I should mark it on your map.
Alrighty, we're at.
And it is it is next to, if you look at Medellins, it is the one, so it is between Medellins module and the communication module.
Oh, that one in the middle? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
She said she'll meet you there.
Okay. We've got to be super duper sneaky now because they're looking for us.
Be
I mean,
careful. I've got to get to school. Be careful. And he leaves.
Be careful.
My,
Looking for you too.
my principal worry is that the longer we're here, it's not just us that we're putting in danger. We're also putting everybody here in danger as well. I mean, not that they weren't already in danger, but now we're just riling them up, right?
No, we're liberating them. We're causing less trouble by removing the threat from their neighborhood.
Right, that's the eventual goal, but what happens before that? What happens when they capture Wellis because they know that we're connected to him somehow, right?
How could they possibly know that?
They have cameras. So we should probably not hide in their junk shop. As much as I hate to leave this place, it's so beautiful.
I mean, somebody is going to see a group of 5 us walking out and into this junk shop on a regular basis.
Maybe they'll think it's another group of a bear, a cat.
Surely we can't be the only ones. Can't be the only ones.
So
Well,
I
we'll just
recommend-
have to be quick about it then.
Yep, that's my thought. The faster, the better. The less we try to involve other people, the better too. So do we want to move out?
Let's move.
Roll out, Autobots.
Oh, before we leave, were we able to recharge our batteries?
Yes.
Cool.
And was Ozzy going to try to hack into the data pad, right?
I would like to, yeah.
Do you want to do that now where you can get assistance from Ibretta?
Yeah, and also Shardik. Or we can both help Shardik. I think that his computer's check is slightly higher.
It's plus 10?
Yeah, mine's plus 9.
Okay.
All right.
Every little bit helps.
Ibretta is going to see whether she can aid. She successfully aids with a natural 19. Maybe you should have let her make the check.
Yeah, I'm not gonna roll higher than that.
Oh man, it rolled.
All right.
Wow.
I rolled the lowest, yay!
So a 20, 21, 22. So you roll a 24. You are able to successfully unlock the data pad that you
Woohoo.
retrieved from Medellin's work module.
Oh boy, what did it be?
Let me see if I have anything to read to you. I don't think I do, but you open the data pad and it finds basically you open the file system and there are only a handful of files. This data pad has been either not used a lot or was repurposed or wiped or something. But what's on this is just a few very specific things. You find several detailed still images of some kind of hybrid technological device. It's pictures from several different angles. And it's tough because you don't really get much in the way of scale because they're taken wherever this device was found. But they're good images, but it's hard to really tell immediately what this device is or what it does. You also find a video file.
Who?
Should we play it?
Uh, Probably.
Okay.
It's just that video of the dinosaurs.
No, it's Baby Shark.
Oh no! God. I have to make will saves if it's Baby Shark.
You play the video,
Beep.
and it turns on, and it is, you see initially, it is the same module where you found it. It's the converted, the chapel, and there is a sort of an office, not even really an office. It's there. Two people are sitting in the chapel. And it takes you a second, but you realize, all of you realize, one of the two individuals is Sedona. And she speaks, and she says, Madeline, thank you for meeting with me. I thought it would be important, as you are the leader of the colony, that I inform you of my discovery at the crash outside of the colony. I found some sort of device here. And she takes a data pad and she hands it to him. I have taken a number of still images. This device is curious. It is very old. It was found in the wreckage of some ancient pre-gap ship, crashed on Nakonda. I intend to explore it further. But I think it is important, given the nature of this colony, that I disclose to you everything I have. And then she goes on. The book does not contain a script for this, so it's a little difficult for me to just straight make up an entire conversation. But you discover, so you watch the entire video, and it is a report from Sedona to Madeline. She has found that it's a, hold on. I made notes about specifically what she has. She yeah. She describes the crash and the area, and I just want to give, sorry, I want to give you all the information you can get
Sure.
from this.
Aye, aye.
Yes. Okay. Sedona says, my hypothesis is that this device is a drive of some kind. It's not a drive I'm familiar with, but it appears to use some unknown method of power to allow this ship to move at faster than light speed.
That's
And that is what you learn.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
that's disturbing.
A pre-gap ship with faster than light travel.
Yeah. Don't know how I feel about that one. Especially if it has to do with these Azlanti motherfuckers.
Well, we should make sure that they don't get it, whatever it is.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think we should make sure to stay as far away from them. You know, maybe not so bad an idea to find what it was, especially if Sedona was looking for it.
Hey, Patrick,
Yes.
are data pads water resistant?
Yeah, sure.
I'm putting that data pad in my pouch. My cheat key pouches.
Yes, absolutely. It is definitely this is also, it's like a tier 2 or tier 3. So it's a little more
So are you
fancy.
like a chipmunk or something?
Yeah, it's kinda. They are. Cheek pouches, it's an ability.
Yep, it's a racial ability.
Yep.
Disgorge.
Ugh,
Yep.
jeez. Gross.
And for context, for those of you who are not super steeped in the lore, the drift has been around for, I believe, about a century. So
Wait, a century?
a century
That's not been too long.
is about how long the Pact Worlds have had faster than travel. Essentially.
So like old characters. Oh, that's right, but people don't know. People
And this is
forgot.
question mark thousands of years older. Don't know how many thousands of years, but it's got to be thousands.
So it's the pre-gap, right? Which means it's it's not during the period of time where people forgot everything, right? It was before then.
It's what they can't remember.
No, it's before the gap.
Oh, okay.
So theoretically, if somebody was alive that long, they would know about it. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think any
Nobody
of us
knows how
lived
long the
that
gap
long.
was, even. So,
But then, are there people that are alive before the gap that are alive today? No. No. Okay.
there are people alive who, I mean, there are people alive who were during the gap, like elves.
So, like, do people not remember their parents? Basically,
You would have to ask somebody that old. None of you are that old.
Nope.
If
Well,
you
like-
if somebody has a reason to know a very old person, like an elf, or maybe an elf whose grandparents might have talked about it.
okay. But yeah, like the next year, people would just be like, "Oh, here I am. I don't know who my parents are or where I came from," kind of deal, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay, I don't know. It's very weird.
It is very weird.
So, do we know if the Azlanti already have this, or are looking for it, or?
My guess is that they do not, based on the behavior of that woman that Randall killed. This is the only thing that I could think of that would be on this planet that would be worth that kind of hubbub.
You know, shoving that computer in your mouth was pretty disgusting, but you're pretty smart, Yosoki.
I know.
So, did one second. Did Ibretta ever talk about the crash ship, or is the crash ship something that only Sedona and Medellin know about that we know of?
I remember someone mentioning it before.
Are you sharing this with her?
Oh, did we share it with?
Well, she
Ibretta?
helped you open it,
She
so
did help it.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was standing right there.
she said,
No, you can't look.
No, look, don't listen.
you can't watch the video, even though we don't know what the video is yet.
It might be Baby Shark. We don't know.
Huh?
The ship, also Sedona said in the video that the ship was chance. She says something crashed into the planet several miles away, and that was why a survey crew went to a group went to investigate the crashed object, whatever it was, and they found this. I don't know anything about. All I know is that Sedona came back with something big and a bunch of files, and she was working on it for, well, until the Azlanti showed up.
So Sedona had this thing that the pictures are of?
I don't know if it was this. She had something.
But the Azlanti would know where this crashed ship was then. Crashed ship was then, right? By now, surely. If it's common knowledge.
Everyone who went to the ship, and she looks toward the middle of town, locked up.
So it depends on if they said anything or not.
I mean, surely somebody. Whoa. Has anybody been released?
The only person who's gotten out was Corsica.
Was Corsica one of the people who had gone there?
No. The ones
do
you
we
really want to talk to would be Medellin and Sedona.
Right.
But they're locked up. So it seems like our choices are either to try and free Medellin or Sedona, or go to where we think the ship crashed.
Well, we also wanted to meet and talk to
Garaya.
Garaya, thank you. So maybe we should do that first and see if that prompts anything. Does that sound like a plan?
Sure.
You got it, Captain.
So let us head that way.
All right. I think you know the drill by now.
Stealth checks all around?
Yep.
Oh. Oh no. I'm good at stealth. Ugh.
Man,
Okay.
I'm so good with these stealth rolls. I don't know what my issue is.
Make it to the indicated module. And what do? Knock on the door, open the door. Pull the door up.
We give the secret knock,
That's right.
which apparently just knock knock.
Okay, so you give the secret knock on the door.
I feel like the secret knock isn't so secret.
And nothing happens.
Okie dokie, let's try the door then.
Blow it down.
Wait, can somebody pick the lock?
Can we just try opening the door?
The door opens.
Oh, this is why you're captain.
So the door opens. You make your way into this module, and it appears to be maybe not abandoned. It's a home, clearly, but it doesn't really look lived in. Like it has the basics. Like it doesn't have a bed. It has what is obviously intended to be a kitchen. It has a table. It has some chairs around the table. And if you look around, there is a bathroom. There is what might be like a sitting area or something like that. There is no furniture except for the table and the chairs. It's mostly like an empty apartment.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Does it look like it's been inhabited recently, or is it...
Make a perception check.
Can't somebody else do it?
You asked.
I did.
Yeah, you really can't tell.
Eh,
Pretty empty.
there is definitely nobody here.
This is where we're supposed to meet, right?
Well, guess they got to her. Killed her or something.
Or we might just be early.
Murphy,
What?
don't
I'm
be
just
so
saying.
flippant.
Well, during a rebellion, you have to be able to deal with these hard consequences and these hard truths.
It doesn't feel like you're dealing with them at all.
I deal. We all deal in our own ways. We all cope with grief differently. Leave me to mine. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to wait for a minute or two, see if she shows up.
Yeah, I do actually also want to make a perception check to see if anybody has lived in here recently.
All right. Roll a perception
Give
check.
me a second to click on perception.
Nine.
And you don't see a lot.
It's hard to tell.
Not much else.
Yeah,
So
we'll give it a wait.
You are going to wait. How long are you going to wait?
We were supposed to meet at this time, right?
You weren't really given a time.
Yeah, we
No,
weren't
just
really
weren't.
given a time.
Just in the morning, and then Wellis gave you a location.
Like what time is it in the morning right now?
Probably 9. You've had some time to wake up, eat, get moving, take a shower if you want.
I mean, I guess we wait for... Do we wait for 2 hours?
Sounds good, Cap. I'm going to bat a ball back and forth.
I'm definitely going to keep an eye out the window if I can.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
My non-combat checks have been so good.
Okay.
Acceptable.
All right.
Acceptable.
You do you sit down at the table? Sorry, Shardik, you don't fit in the chairs.
No.
I'll just curl up by the fireplace.
There is a fireplace. It is unlit, and there is no.
I will not light it though. That seems like not a
Just
great idea.
Well, there's
splay
no
out
fuel,
like this
so.
on the floor, just like a bear rat.
Hey,
So you wait. Is there anything you would like to do while you wait?
I lament the loss of my glass cutter.
Okay. So you wait for some amount of time. It's about half an hour. Murphy constantly complaining about his glass cutter.
It was so good. 100
Yes,
credits.
I know. Consequences, Murphy.
Ah.
And then after about half an hour, the door opens. Click. Opens. And a Lashunta woman enters. Closes the door. And looks around. Looks at each of you. In turn. And nods.
I hope you were expecting us.
She puts up a finger, and in your head, you hear silence.
The word silence or
Like
actual
the- yeah,
silence?
She says the word silence telepathically to each of you, and then says,
I'm gonna telepathic respond. Okay. I have telepathy.
she
do it
does a
too.
thumbs up to Shardik, and then says telepathically, "Help me look for bugs," and then starts looking around.
Okay.
I will look for
Can-
bugs.
Can we help her?
I'm so used to Brian playing like a completely dumb character that I'm just thinking like, is he looking for actual insects?
I start picking.
No,
through
that's Zyson.
air, looking for ticks and bugs.
So you can make perception check, obviously.
But
You can
Shark is
also
supposed
make
to be smart.
You can also make an engineering check. Would work. And actually, she pulls out a device, and is sort of waving it around, and looking, but also tapping on this device occasionally, and she's sort of going around the.
I will make an engineering check.
I mean, bugs aren't going to be magical, right? They're just going to be technology.
If you were
Maybe.
looking for some sort of a magical ward, you could absolutely.
I guess I will. Can I do that and do a perception check?
Pick one.
Okay. Well, I'll do a detect magic then. Since see if there's any magical.
Oh well, I mean, if that's a spell, then you can do both.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to do detect, but it's like a cone or something, right?
Yeah. What's
Or
the range on detect magic? I think
60-foot cone.
Okay. So, but you are able. Is it a level 1 spell? Is it a? It's a
Yeah,
cantrip,
1 minute
right?
per level or something.
It's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Okay. So
Level
you would be
0.
able to sweep. This is not a huge unit. You would be able to sweep it pretty easily. You don't detect any magic other than Shark.
Magical.
I'm a magic bear.
And your normal items. Is that everybody who is going to attempt to help?
Cool.
Murphy's gonna help too. No, he's not.
He mostly gets in the.
Yeah, he's going to
Get
try to
in the
help.
way.
Okay, so you search pretty thoroughly, and you don't find anything. And Garaya looks around, nods, and then walks to the table, sits at the head of the table with her hands folded. She says, "Well, you're the Packed World fighters that Wellis has been gushing about."
Freedom fighters.
You came up with that title just today.
Yesterday, I think.
Keep your pants on, Lucky.
I apologize for the delay, but I've found it never hurts to be too careful.
I think that's
She's
wise.
still
given
speaking
the
telepathically,
situation.
as Lashenta tend to do.
So we were asking. So side note, we were asking originally to meet her about the data pad. Is that right?
If anything, what we should to tell her what we learned in Madellan's unit.
Oh, okay, because she would be interested.
That is what you were told.
Can I? I guess I'm just gonna do a sense. Can I do a sense motive?
Yes, sure can.
I will do a sense motive before we go telling her things. Does she seem, I don't know, deceptive?
There's hard to read, and then there's like, you are way in over your head. It's more of the second one than the first one.
Say way over my head. So, you part of this resistance, then I assume?
She looks at you and says, I am one.
Did you know Madellan well?
I know him as well as many here. He's our leader.
I guess, is there a particular reason why you are interested in stuff from Madellan's, might be interested in something from Madellan's household? Because they directed us to you rather than anybody else.
I was hoping to learn the fate of my family in the Blue Tin Ridge.
Did we get any information on that?
I had hoped that Madellan might have information.
No, we sweep the place pretty thoroughly, and I don't remember reading anything about that.
You definitely definitely.
I remember learning something about the Blue Tin Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And like specifically mentioning her. That was definitely a thing that you found. It's okay. Your characters remember, even if the PCs do not.
Yeah, this is totally drawing a blank. Wow.
That there was an accident in one of the mines, and he had a report on his. So there was his computer that you just like logged into and read things. Like, you didn't find much interesting, except you found some stuff about like a mining accident, and that a number of people were injured, including a couple of people who were related to Garaya, but they were only injured. They did not die.
So this happened recently, right?
Yeah, it was probably a few weeks ago.
So I guess we relay that to her, that it doesn't seem like anybody was killed, they were just injured. Although I don't know where they are now.
Visibly relaxes. And she says, that is very good to know. I have been worried for my family for some time. was word of an accident just before the Azlanti came, and I haven't had a chance since then. They immediately took Medellin away. Haven't had a chance to ask him whether my family was well. I'm glad to hear.
Although, I don't know where they are now.
Well, I expect they're at Blue Tin Ridge. If the Azlanti have spared any soldiers for the mine to occupy the mines, I would be surprised. Not that you can count such things out, but what is your plan from here? Do you have further plans to weaken the Azlanti?
Well, that's a difficult decision, just because time is also the essence, too. I mean, we can go and try to pick off some of their scouting their patrols. How have you been near the barracks at all recently? It's not called the barracks. What is it called?
I try to stay away from it. It's, for us, not a good idea to be near where their headquarters is.
Was that building there beforehand?
No, it was. They landed the building on the common.
So they know
Building the spacecraft?
It was. It's. I assume it was modular. Came down in several pieces, like our modules here. Just formed a larger building.
So nobody here knows what it's like on the inside, besides people that are already in there.
Well, Corsica does. But good luck getting her to tell you about it. She's tight-lipped.
Was she always tight-lipped? Did you know her before?
No. I bred as the grumpy one. It's clear that they beat her. You can tell from the bruises and the broken limbs. I would, if I were you, I would investigate the water condenser. I was walking past it the other day, and I was humming a tune in Aquan, and I swear that I heard someone humming back. The Azlanti have the reason it's important. The water condenser is where we get our water, and the Azlanti have cut it off. We receive our water ration from them. Barely enough, but mostly keeps us coming to them. Keeps us in there. We need them. If you liberate the moisture condenser, perhaps it will raise everyone's spirits. And we'll have water.
Water is important.
Life needs things to live.
Too true. Too true.
Thanks for the philosophical insight there.
Do any of you speak Aquan?
That's gonna be a no.
Yeah, no, I picked up Ignan when I spent time on the, up in Seoul.
Mm. Yeah, no.
I learned Aquan while I was an exchange student in Kalomahoy.
Oh, I heard about that. The fish folk. The fishies.
Indeed. It was an interesting summer.
Mm.
I would be
I
willing
bet.
to accompany you to see if perhaps speaking near it might be helpful. They reacted to singing.
Sure, I mean, well, according to our map, you live right next door, so...
And if we get attacked, can you hold your own?
I don't have a weapon, so I wouldn't want to go alone, but I could hide.
How good are you at hiding? On a scale of big giant bear to small little cat person.
Can you use a weapon?
I could. Would not be the first time I've shot a pistol.
All right then. Welcome to the liberation.
I'm going to hand her.
I think it is my job to welcome you.
Oh, feisty one. I like it.
I was part of this resistance before you landed here.
You can't take this away from those people, Murphy.
Fine.
This is not your resistance to fight, to lead.
All right, all right. You say
You are
so.
going to give her what?
I am going to give her my laser pistol.
All right. You give her an azimuth laser pistol.
That's right.
She palms it, looks at it, nods. Before we leave here, where we know it's safe, when we're done, I will have to go home. But,
And I'll need that back too.
of course, you should also see if you can get in contact with Ludvar. Ludvar Kresk. He's our chief mechanic. He's handy.
All right.
And he's one of us.
Another member of the resistance.
Where is he? Where does he live?
He is... Look at the map. He is in... he is in the... let's... He is in the one just to the east of the storage.
All right.
Okay. So let's see. If we leave right now, then we can go and maybe fix the moisture collector, and then we can talk to the mechanics guy, and then we can just go right up to the cemetery and plan our ambush.
Ludvar is fond of walks into the jungle. Afterward, I can tell him perhaps he should take a walk in an hour.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Was the troop? When does the scouting or the patrol go by the cemetery?
They would be scheduled to arrive. Make me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Wisdom check. Roll wisdom. It occurs to you that the patrol was described as being accompanied by a strange dog creature. And you have already encountered a group of similar size being encountered.
Didn't the last one we encountered explode?
It did. It did.
Okie dokie. Well, cool. Let's go liberate a moisture collector.
All right, you head to the moisture. Let me see. Oh, I seem to have not placed token for the PCs on the moisture. So you are able to make your way to the moisture collector.
Might be a good stopping point as we approach the moisture collector.
We can.
So does anybody speak moisture collector?
I speak fluent moisture collector. I'm very moist. I'm a very moist cat.
I figured you'd be afraid. It'd be like one of those cats that's afraid of water.
No, I'm very brave.
Waterphilic cat.
A bear.
And a bear.
And then
Where is she?
I do not have a token for her. Oh, so dragging her does not. See.
Oh, Goriah.
Thought I had a like. Face token. There we go. That's Goriah.
Beautiful. Sweet. We're gonna take down this moisture collector.
That's right, the big boss moisture collector.
No, we're not taking it down. We're doing the opposite of that.
Blowing it up.
I will even read you the description of the moisture collector so you can think about it.
Think about what you've done.
There's the picture of the moisture collector, but you don't get that yet because you need to do the thing. The moisture collector in Medellин's Landing stands on the northeastern edge. Is it actually on the northeastern edge of the settlement?
It's on the northeastern side.
Okay. The device is a metal spire adorned with several wide flanges, similar in shape to satellite dishes, and 4 large plastic tubs for water collection sit at its base. Thick plastic tubes connect the flanges and the tubs. Actually, let's go another 15 minutes. Is that all right with everybody?
Okay.
Go to
Sure.
10? Okay. What would you like to do with the moisture collector?
I would like to see if I recognize this particular model of moisture collector.
Sure. Make an engineering check. 25. Yeah. So it is to say it's a standard thing would be, well, but you're able to sort of identify what it's doing. It's pulling the fog out of the air and turning it into water that people could collect. It appears to still be functional. Make a perception check for me, actually. Okay. You notice that as you get a little bit closer to it, the water sort of like pulls away from you. So if you go, say you move to like here, the water in this one recedes.
Huh.
The water's afraid of us.
Does water usually behave that way?
Make a physical science check. Make a physical science check.
Oh gosh.
You have never experienced water moving away from you on its own accord, but you really can't rule it out.
I mean, like, I've never seen this kind of. I don't know. Maybe it's normal.
Hey, I have a question.
Okay.
How, does telepathy need to share a language?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to speak water.
Garaya begins.
I was gonna try to speak Aquan.
Garaya begins singing in Aquan, and her voice sort of rises in with the tune, and you notice, particularly Ozzy, that the water actually does in fact start shaking along in tune. And Ozzy, as you're looking, you notice in this one over here, there is something like swirling together. You think at first that it's, maybe it's a little whirlpool. And you look a little bit closer and you realize it is not a whirlpool. It is a water elemental.
Whoa.
Is this normal for a water collector?
What?
Is this normal for a water collector? To house
My money's on no.
You have not heard of such a thing.
It does seem to make the actual collection of the water difficult. I mean,
think-
it's still dehumidifying, but now people can't get the water once it's been collected.
Is this how it's out of commission?
Probably. I think the question now is whether this is a freak accident or deliberate sabotage.
Can
Garaya, can you ask this the water elemental what it's doing in the moisture collector?
She says, a water elemental. I don't know why I didn't think of that myself. So she walks up to it, and should I speak to it telepathically or should I speak audibly? Do you have a preference?
Me? No.
can I do like a life sciences check to actually, I mean, she's gonna know better than me. Do they usually talk telepathically?
Make a life science check. Yes, make a life science.
I mean, I feel like, since she did her like study abroad or whatever, she would know something. Man, I know nothing. I don't know anything. I can't walk correctly.
Shit about shit.
I don't.
So she speaks audibly for. She's been speaking telepathically, so far, and she says, "Stand."
She says what? You cut out.
She says something in a language that none of you understand because you do not, in fact, speak Aquan. The elemental looks at her and responds. She turns to you and says back telepathically, it has been commanded to protect and attack any intruders.
Sabotage it is.
Whoa,
Wait,
Captain.
no. Do you think that you can ask it if there's any way that we can, what's the word? Convince. If there's a way that we can convince it to go slack in its duties?
Wait, I have something for this situation, I think. If it will load. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up. Can I cast Charming Veneer on?
Yes, please read me the text of the spell.
The creature gains a +1 circumstance bonus to charisma checks and charisma-based skill checks. Additionally, the creature can attempt a diplomacy check to spend 10 minutes to gather information.
Okay, well, that's not
that stuff. Right, yeah, so the first thing.
She'll get a +1 to her
charisma checks and charisma-based skill checks.
Okay, yeah, sure. You can certainly cast that on her. Is that a first level spell?
It is a cantrip.
Cantrip. Ooh, fancy. She says, "Very well, I will ask it." And she talks to it, again in verbal Aquan. It responds. She smirks and says, "It says, I will obey, mistress." And then she turns to it and says something in Aquan. And it responds and says, and she says to you, "It seems it will respond to any commands given in this language."
That's
It is.
convenient.
It is its nature.
Are water elementals sentient? Like,
Make a mysticism check.
But this will be great. You got this.
A 5? Let me guess, a 5.
It's gonna be a 5.
I don't know. I clicked on it. It's
A 20. It depends on the
You
water
did.
element. So, older ones, maybe. Summoned ones, probably not.
okay.
Yeah, it's whether they are sentient or under, whether they are not non-sentient or under some sort of spell that that requires them to obey, can be hard to tell at times.
Can we tell it to dismiss itself? Or maybe go harass the Azlanti.
I like that idea.
Go fuck them up.
I mean, again, whoever summoned it could also just tell it to go back to what it was doing as well. But
So maybe the correct thing to do is just to tell it to go away.
Yeah.
Someplace far away. A small babbling brook, perhaps, where it can
Live out the rest of its days.
retirement. Yes,
in peace.
that sounds nice.
Maybe with some happy little trees and some happy little clouds.
Exactly.
Can we do that?
Garaya nods, says something to the elemental in Aquan, and it doesn't even bother responding. It just floats away.
We did it.
Yay!
Experience.
Give
And
me
for
my
liberating
experience
the water condenser, the party receives 400 experience. Actually, for 500 experience, because it's a story award, as if you had defeated the water elemental.
Sweet. 100
And
pop.
you know what? You also take 1 Hobgar's worth of experience because that's a story award, and I'm
Because what?
Hobgar's worth of experience? How much is
yes,
that?
1 single Hobgar's worth of experience. 135 for the Hobgar trap. And then finally, you get 120. You get 125 for turning in your quest to Garaya, for telling Garaya that her family is safe, and
So-
for earning her trust, you earned 125 experience.
Yep, so it was 135, 125, and 500. So
Yep.
that comes out to 152 each.
All right, and where does that put us?
1148.
Yes.
Awesome.
You are
We did
getting
it.
very close.
Yes, quite close. Almost level 2.
Just another, 152?
Yep.
Just a Hobgar's worth of experience.
Just a Hobgar's worth of experience.
5 Hobgar's really, because we have to.
Let's kill all those
Right.
fucking Hobgars.
If you hunt down the Hobgars and murder them, you will get no experience because
Go out
already
and
earned
kill a
XP
bunch
for
of
this.
squirrels.
Just a hop, skip, and a car.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that Hobgar was the new measuring stool for experience.
We measure experience in Hobgars.
How many Hobgars was that ship worth? At least
Several.
2.
Several
Alrighty.
Hobgars.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Good
Till-
game tonight, guys.
Good game. Until
game.
next time on Really Playing Games, Starfinder gets the Aeon throne.